In this Guru School lecture, I'm gonna go ahead and talk about the terminology of Google's ad. Okay, so as we all know that there are so many terminologies in every field, right? So of course the Google Ads has its own terminology. So we are gonna go ahead and learn about that. I cannot say that I'm going to cover each and every terminology, but yeah, I'll try my best to cover most of them. Rest, we'll learn them later on once it comes to my mind or once we will be talking about that. So if I talk about the terminologies of the Google terms, yes, you need to keep that in mind, because sometimes suppose if you are sitting with a person who is so good in that advertising, he or she must be using that terminology. So you must be aware about the terminology so that you should also answer that particular person about that thing. Suppose if I use any kind of terminology, just like suppose you're new to office and you don't know about chair. I know that's very basic, but still, suppose I said something which is really a term of only in my office, that's chair. You're not aware about that. So you need to learn that, right? So that you can communicate with me in my terminologies to make me comfortable. So if you are new, so you have to make the another person comfortable, right? So that's why we need to keep focusing on terminologies. So I can write somewhere. Let's open the notepad first. Let me help you with that. All right, here is my notepad sheet. Yeah, just give it a full screen. Okay, so in my notepad, first I'm gonna talk about, it's gonna be CTR. Let's talk about CTR first. And CTR means click through rate. Click through rate. So as we have seen the search ads, suppose you are you're running the ad 100 times, or maybe suppose 100 people are watching your ad. So let's take an example, 100 people are watching, but it's clicking by only 5 people. 5 people are clicking on it. So what's the rate? It's 5%. Am I right? If 100 people are watching but clicking are 5, then that's your 5%, right? So this is your click-through rate. It really depends how many people are watching, and from how many people are watching, from them, how many people are clicking on it. That's your click-through rate. If I talk about second thing, or let's get into deep of CTR. Suppose similarly your competitor does it, but your competitor does it on 7%. Suppose he's also running the ad and 100 people are watching, but 7 people are clicking on it. So the rate is 7%. So it's really important for you as well. Why? Because it, first of all, it shows the competition. Second thing, if the rate of your competitor is high, then the cost which he has, like the capital, that would really be less. Suppose if you are using 100 rupees for your ad, running the ad, same your competitor is using the 100 rupees to running the ad, but the rate percent is high of your competitor, then there is a profit to that person, not to you, right? So my second point, it's gonna be CPM, and that means cost per 1,000 impressions, which means it means that what is Google taking the cost to show your ad 100 times. It's really simple. It really means what actually how much are you paying to run the ads 1,000 times. Okay, let me just correct my words. Yes. So it means CPM means cost per 1,000 impressions, means how much are you paying to run the ads 100 times, and to whom you will be paying? To Google, right? Similarly, the third term says about, the third is going to be impression itself. Impressions. So impression come here saying that, suppose how many people are watching your ad. Suppose there is me and there is you. I'm watching an ad for 5 times and you're watching the ad 6 times. So total it's going to be 11. So what is the impression? That's 11, right? This is called impression, like how many people are watching the ad. Simply, how many people are watching the ads. That's the counting of it. All right, that's the counting of it, that how many people are watching the ads. Then the fourth one is CPL. CPL, and that means, oh, 3? Yeah, go for 3 then. It's cost per lead. As you can understand by the name, that's going to be cost per lead, which means what the cost is generating on per lead. Suppose Google is generating a lead for you. So what kind of amount you're paying to that Google? That's cost per lead. What is your costing to pay the Google on every lead? That's cost per lead. Nothing in explanation about that. Then fifth, there is a word which called conversion, which you will hear almost every time. So let me tell you one thing. There is not a specific definition about it, but yes, I can explain it to you. Okay, suppose whenever an important event or action takes place on your ads, that's called your conversion. Okay, I know you are not able to understand that. Let me give an example for you. Suppose you have a website. Okay, suppose you have a website, and on that website, suppose on that website a lead was generated. A lead generated. Is it an important thing for you? That's of course. That means it's called conversion. That's a conversion. Or suppose on the same website, maybe you have a very important page. If a customer reach to that particular VVIP page, very important page, then what is it an important action for you? That's of course an important action for you. That's called the conversion too. Or let's take a third example. Suppose what happens if you are generating a lead and that turns into the sale. That's also called the conversion. Got that? Suppose one more thing. Suppose on your website a lead generated and it turns into the sale. Isn't that important action for you? Of course, right? So that's also called conversion. So these are the types of a conversion which you may use it. So as I told you, Google has not a specific definition about it, but yes, we can say that it's a conversion because see, whatever important action or maybe whatever important thing happened to your business or maybe to your ads, that's called the conversion. So this is the word or this is the term which you're gonna listen again and again in your future once you are doing conversions. Okay. Yeah. Let's move on to the next thing. Now, next 6th point is gonna be CPA. That means cost per acquisitions, which means what the cost you are paying to Google to get your customer, to acquire the customer. What the cost of that to acquire a customer? That's called a cost per acquisition. That's a CPA term. That's not a big deal. Yeah, that's a common one, but that's not that much of lengthy or rocket science. so that we can spend so much time on that. Let's move to the next one. That's gonna be bid. Really important. Bid means, like, suppose, let's take an example. Suppose you have generated a lead and now you need to pay to the Google. So how much you're paying to get your lead, how much you're paying if your customer is done, how much you're paying for a single click, how much you're paying just if a customer visiting to your website, everything. That's called a bid. Just like in India, if we hire any kind of a cricketer or if we hire any kind of person to do something for us, that's called a bid, right? But every term, in every field, there is a different terminology. So in the Google ads, there is a bid, which means I am hiring Google to get me promoted, to get my publicity. If I'll get a single lead, this is what I can pay for you. If I get, suppose if I get a click, then I can pay this on, I can pay this much of amount. So this is called bidding, right? So we can say, how much money we pay to Google for every action. All right, justify. 8th, that's really very important, a kind of a business term as well. That's called conversion. Not the same conversion, but it's called conversion rate. Okay, now suppose you're running an ad, right? Suppose you're running ad to 100 people, but 5 of them are coming to your website. Now listen to this, okay? Let's make a table first. 100 people are watching. Okay, just listen. 100 people are watching. But 100 people are watching, but 5 of them are reaching to the landing page. They are only just reaching, okay? Not purchasing anything right now. But 3 of them are purchasing the product. So now what is your conversion rate? 100 people are watching, 5 of them are interesting, but what are the conversion? It's only 3. So that's your only 30%. Not more than that, it's only 30%. So what happened now? Your conversion rate is 30%. What exactly it is? That the final step, which means where your sale has been done, that's the conversion rate. Not that rate if person is coming to your landing page. No. If the lead is confirmed and the sale has been done, that's your conversion rate. Suppose, let's take an example. One more thing. Suppose 1,000 people are watching. I'm taking the same thing. And 100 of them reaching to landing page. I'm sorry, I'm just typing a little bit faster, so just bear with me for the spellings, for the wrong typing. But 50 of them purchased the product. So what is the conversion rate now? It's only 5%. Right? It's only 5%. Not more than that. Never be a 50%. So do not think about this. It's only 5% because this time 1,000 people are watching. Okay. I know I'm not teaching you maths, but still there is something which we need to look. And conversion rate is for us or maybe for our competitors, not only for Google. Now, one thing which we need to keep in mind, we can raise up our conversion rate. We can, rise up in the ads list if we'll increase our conversion rate. So how can we increase our conversion rate? Your landing page should be attractive. Your product should be cheap and comfortable to everyone. You should be flexible in dealing with the customers. There is some customer values which we need to understand. Not every business run with the owner's mind, right? Sometimes you need to be humble with your customers so that customer can purchase your product and you can actually rise up your conversion rate. So if you rise up your conversion rate, your Google ads will gonna be, will be on a boom. So keep that in mind. All right, so I have explained you 8 points. Let's remember first thing. It's CTR, CPM, impressions, CPL, conversions, CPA, bid, conversion rate. So as we have discussed our 8 points in front of you, these are the standard terms of the Google ads. There are so many terms which we'll learn throughout the lectures, because if I'll tell you about each and every term right now, that will make you puzzle. So I don't want you to get puzzled. I don't want you to get hesitate about it. As you know, if some of you have purchased my Facebook ads course, that's really good and so nice of you. But some of you haven't purchased that, but that's okay. Those who have purchased it, they know that whatever we'll start everything from the scratch. And I don't want my, my students to get confused about anything. So yeah, we are starting from the scratch and we are learning each and everything slowly and gradually. We learn each and everything. That's why I have made so many videos. If you find any kind of a confusion, do let me know on our Facebook group, and the link of the group I'll mention in the description of this video. And if you want to get the Facebook ad course, I'll also mention the link of that course in the description of the video. Do let me know if you're interested for that. All right. Yeah. So we are done for now. Just go ahead and just, repeat this video and check some terms about again and again. If you find any kind of confusion, do let me know and I will be there to help you out. Go for it and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.